resistance. Alright. Look at Aries shake his booty, guys. Shake your booty. Shake that booty. Shake that booty. Shake that. I think there's an old disco song about shaking your booty, so we need that. We need that. Actually, I did say hello. You probably got the delay going, so maybe you didn't hear me, but Akbari, I said hello already. Alright, let's go get these guys. I think Ares is sweet if you got at least... Same thing with Hades. They both need some longer range weapons. They both need some longer ranged weapons to really start doing well. And some lockdown really helps. Oh, come on, get him, get him, get him. I think he's locked down. He's about to die. He's about to... Hey, what's up, guys and gals? How y'all doing today? Thank you for coming out. Sorry, I think the audio on the gameplay video, like the old school gameplay videos I play, I think the audio was live, so sorry you had to hear that. It was probably pretty darn loud too, wasn't it? So alright, let me get myself to the proper audio level. Right there, looks about right. Alright, check 1, 2. For some reason, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Alright, microphone. What is this? Starting. Okay, perfect. Let me make sure we're all good. I think that is it right there. Okay. Okay, perfect. Alright, how's everyone doing today? Thank you guys for coming out. I definitely appreciate you guys and gals. Thank you for being here. You're all awesome. So we're going to be doing our question and answer and just talking about the game and all kinds of good stuff. What's up, Lee? How are you today? Patrick, nice to see ya. Higher Power, what's going on? Dr. Floyd, what's up? David, what's up, my man? All right, we got Christos. Hey. I appreciate everybody coming out. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, live streaming is fun. It's definitely a good time, so I do appreciate each and every one of you for coming out. Thank you. I just want to make sure I got everything the way it needs to be. Let me go ahead and turn that back on and get that where it needs to be. That's probably pretty good right about there, okay? So how's everyone's day going? Hope you guys are awesome. So I'm thinking about maybe tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm going to make a video on how to max out a hanger for free-to-play and cheap-to-play players, because a lot of people think if you're free-to-play, you're never going to be able to max out a hanger. Truth is, you can, but unfortunately, it's just a very time-consuming thing. But there are some things you can do to make that experience go faster. What's up, Leonardo? How are you today? I probably said your name wrong. Ardanican, hello, unidentified, good to see ya. But yeah, if you got game questions, get them out there. I'll do my best to answer. Or if you got comments or questions or concerns or anything. I mean, I can't speak for Pixonic, of course, because they do what they do, but EDM, what's going on? Nice to see ya. Thank you for coming out. We got Brandon Eller in the house. What's up, Brandon Eller? All right, so EDM has 2,000 platinum. He has a level 38 Bedwar and level 3 Bjorn. Which should you upgrade? Bedwar or Bjorn? Have you played both of them? Which one do you enjoy playing the most? Now, here's my main concern with the Bjorn is it's still pretty new. It's pretty good. And there's still a chance they might decide that, hey, we need to nerf this more at some point, right? I don't really see the Bedwar getting nerfed anytime soon. But I think currently both are very good. I think the Bedwar is probably easier to play. The Bedwar, in my opinion, is more like a fighting support. And then the Bjorn is more of like a fighting in-your-face tank. Which one you're going to like better is probably going to be personal preference, but I think you're definitely safer upgrading the Bedwar when it comes to it's probably not going to get nerfed again, but there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees what will and will not get nerfed, which is a bummer, but all right, so you like the Bedwar better? I mean, the Bedwar is a cool Titan. Hands down, it's a very fun Titan. They both have different roles. I mean, I look at it this way. I would use the Bedwar to hang back, support my teammates, and try and do a little damage from a distance or close range, depending on where you need to be. But I try to use that shield to support my teammates and help my teammates out. I mean, they're both really good in their own way, but I do think the Bjorn's a little more fun, but a lot of people don't seem to like the Bjorn. I think it's a little harder to play, to tell you the truth. A lot of people can't really seem to figure out how to play the Bjorn, but it's really good in my opinion. All right, Unidentified wants to know, are the Inferno and Pyro better or the Maha and Maha Vajra? Now, I personally like the Inferno and Pyro better. My problem with the Maha and Maha Vajra, and I just noticed the other day somebody was shooting me with those and they just kept going right through my robot. They would not even hit my robot. It's like there's a hitbox problem on this. We've had it for a long time, and I've always thought these weapons are not hitting the enemy. They're just going right through them. And the other day when somebody was shooting me, I saw that the same thing was happening to that person. He could not hit me with those weapons, even though I was like 10 foot in front of him, and he was hitting me with direct shots. They were not registering damage. Now, when you're fighting another Titan, I think those weapons are great. So I think it really just depends on the circumstance, but I think the Maha and Maha Vajra are better for fighting most Titans, unless it's something like a Ultimate Arthur that has a physical shield, and then the Inferno and Pyro will go right through that physical shield. I mean, there's going to be advantages and disadvantages to both. But personally, if I were to have to choose between the two, I would personally go with the flamethrowers. I like the Infernos and Pyros better. I think the Maha and Maha Vajra are a little bit stronger, but only when you can land the shots. That's the thing. You can't always land the shots on regular robots. Now, generally, I feel like they do land all the shots when you're fighting other Titans, but I just don't think that happens when fighting regular robots. So, in my opinion, I don't ever use the Maha and Maha Vajra due to a few issues they have, but they are good weapons. What's up, Money? How you doing today? All right, so Bedwar with the Arbiters and Sonics will work. Yeah, I mean, that would be fine. I mean, the Sonic weapons are really good, right? I like the Sonic weapons on pretty much any Titan. I think they're very nice. So, you know, the Arbiters are okay. They're not my favorites anymore, but I really do like the Sonics. All right, do I think that the 5 Hell or the 5 Cestus is a better setup for the Strix? Alright, so David K9, I do like the Hell weapons. Now, some people were telling me that Cestus weapons are great for fighting the Teth, but I've tried it out, and I didn't have any luck fighting a Teth with the Cestus. A lot of people were telling me those damaged the Teth more, but so far, no weapon I've ever tried did better at damaging the Teth. Now, Adrian did say he found something, but I haven't heard what it was yet. I don't know if he ever released that video or not, but I personally would go with the Hell weapons right now. I think they're doing awesome. So as long as they don't downgrade those again, those are just top-notch, amazing weapons, in my opinion. Abraka, what's up, my man? Good to see ya. What do I think about the Huggin' and Moonin' right now? I think they're decent weapons. I like them better on some Titans than others. Like, for example, when I play the Bjorn, for some reason, I really like them on the Bjorn. I put them on the Mauler the other day, and I didn't really like them on the Mauler. So I think it depends on the Titan, but they're good overall weapons. I think they're doing okay. They're not my first choice for everything, but I think they're overall nice weapons. Alright, you keep cryos on the Ravena. I don't know what other weapons you have, but cryos are very good on the Ravena. I think that is a very nice setup. Daniel Sykes, what's up, my man? So yeah, cryos are really good. Okay, Roll says, what about cryos? I mean, they're great weapons. I think they're better on robots that you're fighting at really close range, because cryos are a little bit hard to hit moving targets with unless you're really close to somebody. But on a robot like the Ravena, you should have no problem getting right next to your enemies. So I think it's really good on that robot. Raid Ali, how you doing today? Nice to see ya. What's the best setup for the Samjock? Honestly, I don't even think you need to put weapons on the Samjock, right? You want to set these Samjock up with your damage dealer specializations. You want to make sure, as far as durability on the pilot, I think you want to go with speed, a little bit of durability, and then if you want to, you can add some damage on the pilot, but any weapons will work on that thing. The thing is, most of the damage comes from the Samjock's turret. You want to run out in the open, drop off the turret work and shoot people, and then get the heck out of there. That way, the turret just sits there and beats the crap out of everybody, so you don't even need weapons on that thing. Most of the time, you're not trying to fight directly with it. Most of the time, you just want to drop off your turret and run and let the turret do all the damage. So weapon-wise, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but if you do want to run a good set of weapons on it, I would say the spike and needle type of weapons are really good for an additional shielding, as long as somebody doesn't hit you with shield breaker. Any type of close range shotguns are good. I mean, you can always run something like the Pulsar Magnetar family of weapons to help lock people down, but most of us are playing the Samjock at really close range, so you're probably going to want anything that does nice damage at close range for the weapons, but most of the time you won't have to use them. Most of the time when you're out of the ability, you want to be behind cover, and the only time you come out is to drop off your turret and then get back to cover. That's the best way to play that for the best results. What setup to use on a Fenrir to complement the Bernadette Wolf? I mean, weapon-wise, any good close-range weapons are great on the Fenrir, or you can even set them up for long range. So any weapons you like, I mean, here's the thing about the Fenrir. I don't want something like the Sonics, because the reload is too long. I don't like the mechanics, and Fenrir is overall a little bit slow. So I want a weapon that has at least a 300-meter range to a 600-meter range. Like the weapons that only have like a 100 or 200-meter range, not into it. But Bernadette Wolf with a Shy Drone, you want to use the third specializations tree for the tank or whatever that gives you the repair amplifier, and then you can get a last stand or a mune amp. You definitely want to use the repair amplifier. But when it comes to pilot skills, you want to make sure you run as much durability as possible. You make sure you have Roadhog for the speed. I would probably run the mechanic skill for healing. So you're really just going for straight up durability and speed on the Fenrir. But weapon-wise, there's so many good setups depending on how you want to play it. But I really like the blast shotguns. The hells and the snares are pretty good. What else do I like? The Lenanis do pretty good on the Fenrir. I really enjoy those on there. What else do I like playing on the Fenrir? If you want to go old school, Tehran and Redeemers are pretty good. I mean, they're not your best bet, but they do very well. Those are a couple of weapon setups I really like. All right. Raul entered the giveaway for the Atlas. Good luck, my man. Good luck. There's going to be a lot of people trying to win that thing, so it's not easy to win these, but you never know. You just never know. All right, Red wants to know, hey, I have a question. Do you advise me to buy 3 Prismas limited edition Mark II for my bag layer for 300 D gems? Prismas, okay. Here's the thing you need to know about Prismas, right? The further away you are, the harder they hit, and at close range, they don't do as much damage. So as long as you're willing to stay back a decent amount, Prismas are awesome weapons on the bag layer. I mean, 300 D gems for 3 Mark II, yeah, that's, in my opinion, worth it as long as you like the weapons. Unfortunately, I can't guarantee whether you're going to like or dislike the weapons, but I love the Prismas. 4 Prismas on a bag layer is crazy. 3 is going to do really good as well. You're just going to have to find another matching weapon if you don't already have one. But in my opinion, that is totally worth 300 D gems. I don't know if that's going to be the most beneficial thing you can buy with those for your personal account. I mean, you got to kind of think, hey, is that going to be beneficial to me versus spending it on something else? But I would say, yeah, for 300 D gems, it's totally worth it for Mark II Prismas. All right, Fenrir with Athos and Mace, that would definitely work, but the problem is with the Athos and the Mace, the reload times are not going to work together, so that's going to take some getting used to. When I'm mismatching weapons, I'm very particular about the way the weapons reload. I want them to have similar reload times or at least similar reload mechanics. Now, let's just say you have one weapon that reloads on its own and the other one you have to let your finger off of the trigger to wait for it to reload. Those weapons aren't going to work very well together. So that's something you got to consider is how do the reloads work together? If I remember correctly, the Athos, you got to take your finger off of the trigger to let them reload, and the other ones you don't. So that's going to be a little bit not wonderful. But if it wasn't for that, I would say that would be a good setup overall. But you're definitely going to really have to pay attention to what you're doing on the reloads for that. Anthony Johnson. All right, he said, I took a chance and spent $89 for 5 Atlas pads. Pixonic gave me 4 of the same pilots. Oh, man. He says, a ripoff and angers me greatly. Would it do anything if I complained? Anthony, I really don't know, but I would definitely make a complaint. One problem with data pads, it's like pulling the lever on a slot machine, right? You never know what's going to pop out of those things. $89 to get 4 of the 5 of the same pilot, I would not be happy about it. But unfortunately, it sounds like that is a common occurrence for a lot of people, getting a bunch of duplicates. Now, generally, generally you never know what you're going to get when you're opening these things, which is a pain. Now, if you look at the drop rates, it will tell you the drop rates for these things. I mean, the better items are generally very low on the drop rates, so let's take a look at drop rates really quick. Let me find the game. Oh, I still need to log on to the game. But unfortunately, I'm sorry that happened to you, but I think that's common. That's one thing though, when you're buying data pads, it's kind of like gambling, right? You're not guaranteed to get this item or that item or the other item. You just never know what's going to pop out of there. That's one reason I don't ever buy data pads with real money is I want to know what I'm buying. Like if I'm buying something, I want to actually know what I'm getting. I don't want to buy something that might give me this or might give me that. Bananas wants to know, I don't really have money to spend, so what bots can I produce and still be successful? Recently, I just made an entire video about best workshop robots and best workshop weapons. But right now, I would say when it comes to weapons from the workshop, the blast shotguns like the hammer, mace, cudgel are totally worth it, and the Hell Scotty and snares are totally worth it. So as long as they don't rebalance those and downgrade them anytime soon, those are the best weapons in there for most robots, depending on if you're trying to play from a distance or up close. Now, when it comes to robots, I mean, there's a lot of good robots. I'd say everybody should get a Fenrir. Everybody should buy a Ravana, maybe an Invader. Ravana is really hard to play, but it's amazing. Fenrir is really good right now. I mean, those are two robots you should produce, but I did do a video that really goes over those in a lot more detail if you want to check it out. What's up, little Chippo? Chippo, how you doing today? Let me find those crates and let's look at the drop rates really quick. We are looking for... Okay, Pixonic didn't send me any data pads this time on the BattleRec account. So let's go to the store and take a look at the drop rates on these crates. So just so you guys know, you can always see the drop rates. So the current Titan data pad, I don't know which one you bought. Let me look here. Weapon, robot. Common data pads. Let me find the... Okay. Excuse me. I'm trying to find the special data pads in the store to see if I can find the drop rates on these. They're hiding from me, guys. Hold on a second. There's so many offers in here. It's crazy. All right, common data pads. Atlas data pads. Here they are. All right, how do I find the drop rates? Where are they? All right, there we go. So there's a 10% chance of getting an Atlas, a 20% chance of getting Chef Royal, a 35% chance of getting a Void, and a 35% chance of getting a Chasm weapon. So those are the drop rates there. So yeah, the Atlas is definitely the lowest. You only have a 10% chance to get him. So the weapons do have a higher chance than the pilot. But the thing is, you know, you can only use one pilot. So getting 4 of those is a big old bummer. I would definitely contact support and complain. I'll even let Pixonic know that people are still complaining about getting duplicates. I'll say something to them personally. I can't guarantee they're going to listen to what I say, but I can tell them my direct thoughts and opinions about stuff, and I do that very often, so I will let them know that Nobody wants a bunch of duplicates when they're spending money on data pads. All right. Thwan the 100 Atlas giveaway. There is a video up for that, so you can always enter that giveaway if you find the video. I'm not sure what you're asking. I mean, you're just saying 100%. I don't know if you have a question about it or what, but there is a giveaway going for that, yes. If I missed anybody's questions, I'm sorry. All right, Mito wants to know what's better, the hammers or the Kurins. I like the hammers personally because they have a much faster reload time. The Kurins are good, but I prefer the hammers over those right now, surprisingly. I was playing the Kurins the other day, and I wasn't really impressed with the current amount of damage they're doing. You know, I would rather just go with the hammer, mace, and cudgels. I think they're just overall good weapons with a quick reload. So, yeah, I think they're the better ones, honestly. What's up, Alpha? What is the strongest Titan in my opinion? Ultimates included. Well, Ultimate Arthur has something like 2 million hit points on his shield. As long as you can, if you're playing the Ultimate Arthur and nobody can shoot you in the back, that thing is very, 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 very hard to kill. I mean, there are a couple of weapons that can go through the shield, but right now I would say Ultimate Arthur, the brand new Atlas Titan, and maybe the Ultimate Minos are probably the 3 strongest Titans in the game right now. I think Mauler, after that, you got the Mauler, the Luchador, and then the Bear. Between those 3, it's going to be a personal preference thing, but that's kind of the order I would say they're the strongest in right now. I mean, that can always change if they nerf things or change things, but... Alright, so if I miss anybody's questions, I'm sorry. I can't read every single comment and talk and answer things all at the same time, so I do miss some. Now, if I don't reply to your comment, you know, wait a few minutes and re-ask, but just don't spam it over and over and over. Because I do miss some, unfortunately. Is Samjock good for extermination? Yes, I would say yes it is. That little turret will do a lot of damage. It's not bad whatsoever, actually. Hey Madeline, how are you doing today? Tank 1, good to see ya. I'm alright, bud. How about yourself? Uh-oh. Raul says I'm the goat. Sir, I am not a goat. I am a human being. Yeah, thank you for the compliment, my friend. There's my sarcastic sense of humor, but I'm glad you're enjoying me and the channel and the videos and all the stuffs. All right. Bruce still loves the Rook. Bruce, you know, the Rook is pretty cool. Rook is not a bad Titan right now. There was a time where it was terrible. There was a lot of problems with it, but I think they eventually fixed that. And yeah, Rook is doing pretty good at the moment. Rook is not doing bad at all right now, so I can totally understand why you say that. Alright, cool. So the stream is broadcasting in 1440 today. I wonder if that's... Ooh, 1440, 60 frames per second is what we're broadcasting in, so... I'm trying to broadcast in slightly higher quality. I don't know if it's helping. I don't know if it looks any better than normal, but... We're not doing live gameplay today, so it probably isn't easy to tell. It's probably easier to tell when you got real gameplay going versus like a smaller screen with some gameplay. Oh man, Raw likes the Kid Titan. I think that's a very basic starter Titan, right? I honestly think the Kid's something you want to replace as quickly as you possibly can. I'm not a fan of it. What's up, Dip? Oh, Dip says, how's everything going? I asked you 3 times. Dip, what's up, buddy? Everything's going good. I hope you're awesome today. Thank you for asking. Sorry I missed your questions there. Moneymaker says, better to get DGEMs or buy some offers Mark II robots and weapons. See, that's the thing. You can buy the offers with DGEMs. Now, I don't know. In some countries, it's cheaper to buy DGEMs and then buy in-game items with the DGEMs. I think it depends on where you live. So you would have to kind of calculate the cost of how much it's going to cost you with DGEMs versus real money. Like, I have a buddy who lives in Mexico, and he said it's cheaper to buy DGEMs and then buy things with the DGEMs. I know some other people who say the price is about the same either way. So I think it really depends on where you live. So you're going to have to really calculate that for yourself. Bananas, regular Arthur is not that good, unfortunately. I mean, regular Arthur might be good if you're in the lower leagues, but I think when you get up into Champion League, there's a lot of reasons why people don't play it. It's playable if it's the only thing you have, but it definitely would not be my number one choice at all. It would not be my number one choice. It's fun to play, and it's great if you're a new player, but once you move up into the higher leagues, the shield breaks pretty easily, and then the Arthur goes down and dies. So I don't think it's really ideal. In my opinion, you want to find things that are going to work in the higher leagues, because the longer you play the game, the more you're going to move up. And eventually you're going to end up in the higher leagues if you keep playing. So I wouldn't go put too many resources into a regular Arthur. Barry, this is gameplay from probably like 4, 5, 6 years ago. This is old gameplay from one of my old live streams is what this is. SK says, Daniel, you were a mod, right? You know what? Daniel Sykes, I don't know why, but he has more than one account. Yeah, let me make both of his accounts moderators. Why not? That way he's a moderator on both. That way, if he's on whichever phone he's on, now he can moderate if needed. Alright, what's the best build for Cossack and Legends League? Alright, CCS. What you want to do is put 3 Ultimate Arthurs on your Cossack, and it'll do pretty good in Legends League. That's probably about your best bet, right? Get 3 Ultimate Arthurs, and somehow figure out how to attach them to your robot, and you'll do pretty good. Alright, Rollo says, Kid's defense points are crazy. Kid has a few advantages, but unfortunately, he has a lot of disadvantages when you move up in the leagues. I mean, they give you that Titan as a starter one for free for a reason. You know what? I just noticed we don't have any background music or anything, so let's get that going. Let's get a little background music going, guys and gals. There we go. A little background noise is good, I guess. I would assume most people prefer a little bit of light background music. Bruce says D-Gems are 100 equals $1. So if you can buy 100 D-Gems for $1, that's not bad on some of the daily deals. I mean, if you look at some of the daily deals... Whoops, I clicked on the wrong thing. Let's check this out. Let's go over to what's in trending. So 300 day gems to buy some Mark II weapons. I mean, you can get that for $3. That's a good deal. Now that's $1,700. That would be what, $17, I think. So it depends on the deal, right? Sometimes you can find killer deals on these D-gems. Like that would be $8 for that. That's not bad if you think about it. That's $8 and it would be $8 in D-gems. So for you, it looks like those two things would be the same price. All right, so that would be $10. So for you, there's really no difference, honestly. Yep, same price actually. Now, different people do have different deals though, so you may not have the exact same stuff or prices that I do. People who don't buy things often, like this account, we never buy anything on this account. This is the one that Pixonic owns. So when you don't buy things, the prices get cheaper. They're like, okay, this guy's not buying anything, let's give him cheaper prices in hopes that he does. And then when you start buying things, then they put the prices back up to normal. And then if you don't buy things for a while, then they lower the prices again. So people who don't buy stuff for a while, they will eventually lower your prices. Oh wow, $6 for a luchador with a pilot and weapons, that's not bad. I mean, some of these deals are super good. Just depends on what you're getting, I guess. It's not bad at all. What's up, Zeke? Shy versus Hiroko on the Fenrir. Both are good, but I personally like the Shy better. Now, I like the Shy. Hiroko definitely has some advantages over the Shy, but the Shy also has some advantages. But I think the Shy is just an all-around good robot, or a good drone that will work on pretty much any robot in the game. Rolo says Danny is the Sigma. Now that, I don't know exactly what that means. Is Sigma a insult or a compliment? I'm not sure. Bagley or Strix, which one's better? Barry, this is an interesting question. They're both doing huge amounts of damage. Strix, because you get the shield breaker, but only if you have the pilot. Man, that's a really hard question. The pilot that gives you the shield breaker is great on the Strix because you can destroy sword units from the air if you play it correctly and have the right weapons on it. I mean, you can always put a shield breaker on the bag layer and do the same thing, right? You can get shield breaker on either one. Either one can have a shield breaker. Which one's better? Man. Gosh. Now, bag layer, here's the thing about bag layer, though. You can add Daredevil and get another 20% damage. You can add the pilot, which gives it... Never mind, the pilot doesn't do much of anything, but... I think that's really going to be a personal preference thing. Right now, I enjoy playing the Strix more. I think the Strix is more mobile and probably seems a little more durable right now. Bag layer, I would rather throw like 4 Prismas on a bag layer and play it from a distance. So I think the Strix is a better all-arounder, but bag layer is a better all-over sniper. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's the way I look at it. All right, so Raul, you're liking the Sirius. I enjoy playing it too, but most people I know say they don't enjoy it. They think it's really boring. Is Revenant still relevant? Tongue twister. Bananas, Revenant's pretty decent, yes. I don't think it's as good as the Fenrir right now, or I don't think it's as good as the Invader. But if you've already got those two and you're looking for another tank. Alright, so let's just say you've already built a Fenrir, you've built a Ravana, you built an Invader. At that point, maybe go for a Revenant. But the thing about Revenant is you really need to make sure you have the repair amplifier charged up. That's when that thing becomes durable, and the Revenant really requires you to have that robot 100% maxed out for it to perform well. Revenant needs all the bells and whistles. It needs a max pilot, maxed everything in order for it to do well in Champion League, and then you have to charge up the repair amp on top of that before you really get it into a battle. So I think the Revenant's harder to build and harder to play, but it can be very viable if you do everything right with that robot. Bruce says, Danny, could you make a video with the Ophion with regulators one day when you're on? So Bruce, I actually did recently record a Ophion video and it did poorly, so I never posted it. I don't know what I don't remember what weapons. I think I had the Hill or Scotty or whatever on there, but every time I went up in the air, somebody shot it with a shield breaker and it died instantly. So I was like, this isn't really working out. But I actually tried to make an Ophion video. I was not impressed, honestly. I was not impressed with it whatsoever. It didn't work out. Jamel says, hey Jamel, what's up, buddy? It looks like it's going to cost too much to get the ultimate Ravana. Well, you got to be willing to spend a few or even several $100 to get that thing. And then you need like 1 billion silver to upgrade it, plus some resource tokens. So, yeah, getting the ultimate stuff is very expensive. Very expensive. Barry, how's your day going today? Hope you're awesome. If I miss anybody's comments, I'm sorry. Unidentified as Ancile or Steak. I mean, Steak is way better than an Ancile, man. Ancile is just a crappy energy shield that doesn't do a whole lot, and Steak is a much better energy shield that has a built-in weapon, so go with the Steak. Definitely go with the Steak. Plus, Steak tastes much better with some A1 sauce on it than an Ancile does, you know? Moneymaker says, real men don't use Samjock. You should make some t-shirts that say that. Saja, how are you doing today? He says, I hate Samjock players in Diamond League. Their turrets literally wipe out a full hanger. Unfortunately, some people spend some money and they get stuff quickly. That's probably too powerful for the league they're currently in. Now, you could always report those people for being too powerful for their league. I don't know if Pixonic ever takes a look at what people have and then moves them back up to a higher league, but they probably should. That's always an option. If you really think somebody's, let's just say you're in Silver League or Diamond League and somebody's in there just obliterating everybody with high-end stuff, you can always use the report button and say this person is too powerful for the league. And if they get enough reports, maybe Pixonic will move that person to a higher league. I mean, they should. They should. Wait, Madeline says Sigma is an alpha without a herd. An alpha without a herd. Huh. Interesting. I always thought Sigma was supposed to be kind of an insult. Like, if you're an alpha, you're like the biggest, the baddest. If you're a Sigma, you're kind of blah. That's how I always looked at it. At least that's how it used to be. Maybe things are different now. Maybe the meaning of Sigma is a little different. But All right, Thomas or Isabella on the leech. I never really liked Isabella. I've tried it out, and I just find that Thomas works best for me, but there may be some players out there that disagree. Anybody who plays the leech, if you tried both, which one do you guys like better, Thomas or Isabella? Me personally, I'm going with Thomas all day long over Isabella. Now, I haven't played the Isabella in probably a couple of years, so going by the last time I tried both pilots, I liked Thomas way better. Brandon says, I'm doing better in Masters League. Is Masters easier for you than Champion? Because I know in Masters League you do end up going up against a bunch of Champion players, so I wouldn't really think it would be that different, but I don't know for sure. I'm using those, so I have an audio and review channel, and some company called SoundPeats sent me another set of their earbuds. These are like the SoundPeats Air 5s. I like these. The battery life could be a little better, but so far I like them. I got to review these on my audio and review channel, audio and tech channel. They sound pretty nice overall. I think they're way better for music than they are for listening to like a podcast or a live stream on a speaking voice, but for music they sound really nice for a Bluetooth headphone. But that's what I'm using today to listen to the stream in. They're not quite as good as the Sony 1000 XM5s I have or whatever, but they're pretty close when it comes to listening to music. Those Sonys are a lot more expensive. That's one cool thing about having a review channel on YouTube is people send you free stuff all the time. And then you get to try out all kinds of things and review them. It's kind of fun. But probably Monday I'm going to review these on my other channel. But yeah, so far they're pretty good. Alright, Dip says, hey man, do you question or inquire about this game and where is this going in the future as free-to-play base is being less rewarded in terms of daily rewards and so on? Alright, so Pixonic does not really share their business strategies with us YouTubers, right? We don't even know who makes those decisions. I mean, there's actually hundreds of employees at Pixonic, right? You got your game developers, you got your marketing team, you've got your bigwigs probably sitting on a yacht somewhere, FaceTiming people eating their caviar, saying, do this, do that, right? They don't, you know, you got to remember these games are a business to the people who own them, and their goal is, every business has the same goal, make money, right? Games do give free-to-play players some stuff, but there's really no mobile game out there that's really just, you know, going to give you all this stuff for free. They all want you to buy things, so it's a business strategy, right? But yeah, they don't discuss any type of stuff like that with us YouTubers. We have no idea what their future plans are. They're not going to tell us about that. If they ask, they'll just say, okay. Or if we say anything about it, they'll just say something like, okay, well, thanks for the input, or, you know, whatever. That's above our pay grade, right? We're not employees there. We don't get paid by Pixonic. We just get, like me, I get to do giveaways, and they give me an account I can play, and that's it. So we're not really, that's not stuff they talk to us about. They might give us a little bit of advanced information about the game itself, or maybe a small amount of insight on new stuff that's coming out, but when it comes to those type of things, they don't tell us about it. Aaron says, why do they make us waste resources on pilot skills? Again, it randomly picks the pilot skills for you, and then if you want new ones, you got to spend more money, all right? Again, these games are a business, so most of what they do is a strategy to try and get people spending money. That's about the only answer I can give you on that one. Is it's probably another way in hopes to make you spend money. The good news is, all right, what I do is I don't mind spending $8 or $12 to hand choose my pilot skills, right? I only have to upgrade in the pilot maybe once or twice every couple of months or so. So if I got to buy some memoriam to upgrade my pilots and hand choose my skills, I'm not going to complain about spending, $12 per pilot. It sucks, but that's how I look at it. Memoriam is pretty cheap, or at least last time I bought it was. I haven't really looked lately, so I hope they haven't raised the prices. Alright, Rollo has been killing titans such as Eiffel with full HP and Indra and FFA, and they were almost max. Mine was level 16, and somehow the weapons Evora did insane damage. Alright, so are you sure they're almost maxed out? They must not have maxed out pilots on them or something, because when you got a maxed out Titan with a maxed out pilot and maxed out specializations, it takes quite a while to kill something like a... Well, Eiffel is not the hardest Titan to kill, I will say that. Eiffel is a little squishier than some Titans, but... I will say this, Evoras are very nice weapons. Mito says, who's better, Samjock or Ravager? Right now, they're both very different play styles, but I think Samjock is probably a little bit better. Now, if you know how to play both, it's going to really boil down to, do you want to play more of like a long-range fighter, or do you want to play like just a straight-up destroyer, right? Samjock is a straight-up, in-your-face, drop off your turret, run away, and let it destroy people, where Ravager is more of a run around and shoot people at a distance robot right now. Both can be really good, but I think for your average player, Samjock's going to be the better choice, because Ravager dies pretty easily now. But either one can be really good if you know how to play them and have them built correctly with the right weapons, but Samjock's probably the better one at the moment. Alright, Tuan, there is an Atlas giveaway video going currently. That's usually the main way to win these things. I mean, sometimes I might randomly do a giveaway during a live stream, but the main way to enter is through those videos. Nightcrawler says, my Yao Ming is now losing weapons in battle. Anything I can do to prevent that? Thanks. No, I mean, I think there's a drone for regular robots that will allow your weapons to always stay on, but I can't think of anything like that for Titans. I don't think there's anything like that for Titans, unfortunately. So for Titans, no, I don't think there's anything you can do. I mean, I don't recall any pilot skills. I don't think there's any pilot skills for that, so basically, when you take too much damage, sometimes weapons do fall off. On regular robots, the showdown drone will make sure your weapons don't fall off of your regular robots ever. Now, if they ever add drones to Titans, which is something that we all kind of fear may happen, that's a possibility. MK said, I once went against a full Samjock hanger in Expert League. That would be rough. That would be rough. Alright. Moneymaker says Android need upgrade tokens. Yeah, those are hard to get. You pretty much have to buy those, right? Pixonic does not allow me to give away upgrade tokens, but you're pretty much going to need to buy the operations pass or buy them with real money in the daily deals. Oh, as far as when the winners will be announced, once all the winners are picked and sent out, we'll announce all the winners. Like I said in the video, it'll probably be a few weeks until I announce all the winners. AMKCOCGU AMP? I don't know how to say that. It says, I can't believe there are people who love playing Sam Jock. It's pretty boring, but it is a devastating robot, so. Saja says, Ravager can beat a Sam Jock. Well, if you can catch it at the right time, yes, anything can. But that's the thing, most Sam Jock players are really good about not being caught out in the open, so. You have to catch it at just the right time. Raul says, Danny Lightning never fails to entertain us. I try, my friend, I try. Saja said, there's nothing for Titans, but there's a drone. Yeah, showdown. Dip says, Danny, you look sad, man. Is everything okay? I'm okay. I'm fine. You know, I slept for like 12 hours last night. It was so nice. I barely made it to the live stream today because I got up at I normally get up at 4 or 5 in the morning. Today I got up at 6:30. Made some coffee, sat down, worked on some videos for my other channel. Got that done. Got a quick shower, had some breakfast. Went out for a walk, answered some YouTube comments, and when I got back, it was time to start this, so. I barely made it because I woke up late. It's amazing how time-consuming YouTube is, guys. Ultimate G, how you doing today? All right, Daniel Sykes says, Aaron, yeah, I run one of the electric weapons with the Sonics. It does good damage. I don't know. Oh, okay. Avoras with Huggin' and Moonin'. I don't know if I've ever tried those together, Aaron. Daniel Sykes likes it. I don't think I've ever tried that setup. But Dip, I'm fine, my man. I'm not sure why you say I look sad. Do I look sad today? How can you choose drones manually? Zeke, you're going to have to elaborate on that. I'm not sure what you mean by choose manually. In what way? Are you asking how to install a drone to your robot or how to buy drones or what? I don't know what you're asking about exactly. I could probably look at that a few different ways, so please elaborate a little more. Nightcrawler says, thanks, very disappointing. Pixonic just did that to Ming 2 days ago. Did we just have another update? I don't remember getting an update again, did we? I don't know, maybe we did. But I think most weapons and Titans, or most Titans or robots do lose weapons eventually. Atlas giveaway results. Yeah, they're not posted yet. They'll get posted once all the winners are chosen and all that. Like I said, it's going to take a few weeks before those results come out. We probably will give out one Atlas during this live stream, though. Ravager with whiteout can kill a Samjock easily. Whiteout, yeah, whiteout's a really good thing. The only thing is, are you really playing your Ravager that close to a Samjock? Because whiteout, you got to be pretty darn close. My face looks puffy. I don't know what you mean. Puffy, huh? I am using a different camera. I'm using my little cheap webcam. Like, this is another thing that a company sent me for a review. This is the Obsbot Tiny SE2 or something like that. It actually looks pretty good. It's not as nice as the camera I normally use, which could possibly have something to do with that, but it actually looks great for a little webcam that's like 80 bucks or something. But I'm not sure why else my face might look puffy. Could be the camera angle even, right? I might even have a slightly different camera angle than normal. Alright, you saw me choose... Oh, Zeke. This is gameplay from probably... Alright, so during the question and answer streams, I don't actually play the game. These are old videos from like years ago. Back in the day, you used to be able to choose any drone you wanted. Now you have to attach them to your robot, so that's not something you can do anymore. Now I understand exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, the old gameplay, like, they've changed a lot of things over the years, so that's not something you can do anymore. I kind of missed that. I kind of missed those old days because, yeah, you could choose whatever drone you wanted, I think. You put your drones in there, and that was nice. That was kind of nice, but now you can't do that anymore. Alright, is Newton still meta with the required weapons? And should I get the required weapons? Are you talking about those old electric weapons? Those things kind of suck. I think Newton with the Lance and Glaives is doing pretty good, though. I've been playing with Lance and Glaives, and I like it. But the weapons that originally came with it, I forget what they were called. I'm going to look right now. They're terrible, in my opinion. What were those weapons called? I don't see them. Fulgar, the Tonans and the Fulgars, I hate those weapons. I think they're very weak at the moment. They seem to be doing very little damage, so I think if you can get some Lance and Glaives to put on there, it works out quite well. But right now, those are the only weapons I've played on that I actually like. Dip, yeah, it's a green screen. The background is just something I found on canva.com. And yeah, I got a green screen going. I stream from a different location than I record my videos in, so it's much more pleasant to look at the green screen than the actual background here. What's up, Zach? Casali, how you doing today? Mauler or Kraken Indra for the Ferrex Max Titan to carry me to the higher ranks? Okay, they're both great. Kraken Indra is very unlikely to get nerfed again. Nothing safe, but Kraken Indra is really good. And I don't think they're ever going to nerf it again. I'm hoping. I don't see why they would. There's always a chance they could, but I don't see why they would. Mahler, on the other hand, is probably a little bit better right now, but I do think Mahler is still on the radar for another downgrade or another nerf at some point. Indra is definitely a lot harder to play. I mean, right now, if you just want to know if I could play one or the other right now, most of the time I would choose the Mahler because it's better and easier to play. Kraken, Indra is a great Titan. If you can learn to time the abilities at the right time, it does great, but it's definitely a lot harder to play. But I do think it's the safer bet out of the two. Rallo says, Danny's the real GOAT, guys. Daniel Gull says, Pixonic should spend more time on interesting maps and gameplay methods. Don't realize so many bots and weapons. Well, maps don't make a company money, right? Bots and weapons being constantly released do. These games are a business, so they're going to focus on what's making them money over other things. Now, we do have something like 20 different maps in this game. There's a lot. Most people don't realize how many maps we actually have, but I think there's like 18 or 20 or something like that. So they do release a new map every once in a while. There's supposed to be a new spaceship map coming out where you're going to be on a spaceship and there's going to be like a hole on the bottom of it you can fall through and everything else. There's supposed to be a new version of the carrier map where it actually like starts to sink. And you can like sink in the, I don't know, there's some crazy stuff coming, but when they're going to get it out there, I'm not 100% sure. But maps are something, they add a new one every once in a while. But that's the thing, you got to remember these games are owned by a business who wants to make money, because that's the goal of every business, make money. So if they stop releasing robots and weapons, they stop making money, and then they can't afford to pay for the employees and the game servers and this and that. So they got to make enough to cover all that. Plus, I'm sure whoever's in charge probably says, we need you to make X amount of money every month. You know, there's probably, you guys know how businesses work. These games are a business, so that's something you always got to remember. I mean, it's, we look at it as a game, but the people who own these things look at it as a business. Yeah, it's supposed to be a new Dreadnought. It's like a new version of, the Dreadnought map in the desert? It's going to be that spaceship before it crashed, and it's supposed to be flying in space. So that map is supposed to come out at some point. Oh, Nightcrawler says 20 maps, then why am I only getting ships and Dreadnought? Now that I don't know. That I don't know. I get a lot of different maps. I don't like that ship, honestly. Alright, so we have the Abyss, we have Canyon, we have Carrier, we have Castle, we have Dead City, we have Dreadnought, we have Factory, we have the Flooded Canyon map, we have Ground Zero, we have the Moon, we have Power Plant, we have Rome, we have Shenzhen, we have Springfield, we have Valley, and we have Yamantau. So however many maps that was all of them, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 16 maps, guys and girls. And there should be a couple more coming. So we have a total of 16 maps that are in play all the time. Alright, Raul says when Titans die, they look like Legos falling. I do like the animation of the Titans blowing into little pieces these days. That's definitely fun. That's always fun. Alright, again, if I miss everybody's comments, I'm sorry. Trying to talk and answer comments and read everything. That's a lot of multitasking, so I know I missed some here and there. M. Sumith, what's up, my man? His message was retracted, so I don't know what you said there, but... Is Pathfinder good with, Fainters with Scotties? Oh, Fainters are pretty bad in my opinion. Scotties, though, yeah, Pathfinder with Scotties would be good if you can get them. I still like the Shion weapons best on the Pathfinder, but Scotties work really well. If you like the Pathfinder robot and you don't have the Shions, I think the Scotties are a great choice. Carnage 2.0, how is your day going? Alright, let's go ahead and get ourselves a giveaway going, guys. We're going to give you guys a chance to win an Atlas Titan. Let me get this set up really quickly. We're going to give away a Titan, so we're going to put a hold on the question and answer for a second. Let me find the... Where the heck's the thing? I've lost it. There we go. Let me get this ready to go. Dashboard. Giveaways. Active chatters. Right. Bam. So the giveaway is currently running, guys and gals. The giveaway is currently running. So anybody who chats in the YouTube chat will be entered to win. It's pretty simple. There's not much to it. Just say something in the chat and you will be entered to win, possibly. All right. So those are the current entries right there. We get 21 people who are entered. In just a couple of minutes, I'll hit choose a winner and Nightbot will randomly pick one of you guys who are currently chatting in the chat. Is Pyro good for the Mauler? I think it is, yes. Depending on what you're fighting. I mean, Pyro is great for anything that has a physical shield. And it does a decent amount of damage. So it'll definitely work. But Zeke, I don't know what level your stuff is or how well your pilots are leveled up versus the other people you're fighting. Now, one thing about Titans, right? Titans are very, very, very hard to kill. Titans are hard to take down. I mean, and if somebody knows how to if somebody's, outplays you, if somebody's stuff is leveled up better than yours, then that's a pain in the butt. Hey, Darkimus, how you doing? He says, thanks. 84, what's up, man? Sup, Ham? Hello, hello. All right, Midnight, what's up, my man? Madeline says, something giveaway. Vasily says, fingers crossed. All right, you need a sniper. What do I recommend with build? For snipers, I always recommend... I really like the Prismas for heavy sniper weapons. Baglier with Prismas is my favorite current sniper. Or if you can get the brand new robot with either Prismas or Hell weapons, that works great. Baglier with Hells, if you don't have the Prismas, you can always run Hells. But Baglier with Prisma or Hell just rocks it out for a sniper. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to every robot in the game that's designed to be a sniper, I would say Strix or Baglier come out on top right now, in my opinion. Aopo or the Pascal drone? Midnight? If you got a flying robot, I would definitely go with the Aopo. I mean, Pascal is nice and all, but it's not what it used to be. Aopo is still amazing if you have a flying or a jumping robot. If it doesn't fly or jump, you might want to go with the Pascal. If it does fly or jump, definitely the Aopo. Aaron says, are my messages showing up, Danny? I do see this one, so I would say it looks like they are. If you said something else in the past, it probably scrolled by and I missed it. Amir, hey! We're doing a giveaway on the live stream right now. We're gonna give away one Atlas Titan on this live stream. The Solarian, what's up, buddy? Dip says, so go. What's up, Cam? How are you? How about the Crisis? I find Crisis is fun and it's a pretty cool robot, but it dies so easily. If somebody has anti-stealth, they kind of shoot your Crisis once and it dies. Nightcrawler has another question, I think. I don't particularly like Crisis anymore, but there are people out there that do really well with it. Do I do hanger reviews? Not really. I tried to do a couple of hanger review live streams, and it took so long to do one. There were just a bunch of angry people. Like, I keep, I'm posting my idea and you're not reviewing it. And it's like, you got like 200 people or even 100 people on a live stream all wanting their hangers reviewed at the same time. It was pure chaos. People were mad. It was just a bad time. So after a few of those, I quit doing them. It was just pure stress for me, and so many viewers were angry, and it was a terrible idea. It sounded good until I tried it a few times, and I was just like, after like the third time, I'm just like, I'm never doing this again. And there was also people who didn't like what I had to say about the review and were trying to argue, and yeah, it was a nightmare. Rello, I hope they don't make an Ultimate Atlas. Ultimate Sword was a special situation because they had a thing going on with the guy who designs the Gundams. He designed the sword, so they had a collaboration deal with him, which is the reason the Ultimate Sword came out. We're not normally going to see Ultimate robots that are brand new, but the sword was a special situation. How to enter the giveaway now? You've already entered if you've spoken in the chat. Can Condor survive in the higher leagues? If you play it carefully, yes. I think the Condor is still a lot of fun. Every time I put it in, I really enjoy it. It's not the best robot in the game or anything, but it still packs a punch, and if you play it well, it does great. But you got to be really careful. Like, if your shield breaks, you want to land as soon as possible. So it depends on what's shooting at you. But if you get your Condor built properly, leveled up high enough and all that stuff, it still does quite well on most games. Hey, Ron, he's from the Netherlands. Cool, cool. Alright, so I'm going to count down from 10, and then Nightbot is going to pick one of you guys as a winner. So, just like all giveaways, I don't pick the winners. It's all done randomly. So I'm going to hit the choose a winner button, and the little computer program will pick one of you guys. So right now we have 35 entries. So you have a 1 in 35 chance unless somebody else enters before I hit the choose a winner. So, all right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Aaron says, thanks for something. Sure. 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. We are pressing the winner button. And who's going to win? Who's going to win? Who's going to win? I'm making the expense. So there's right now a 1 in 37 chance. And bam. Oh, man. There's our winner right there up on the screen, everybody. Red LLE. Congratulations, buddy. What's your 6-digit in-game player ID? And do you play on Android, iOS, Steam, My Games, Amazon? Which one of those things do you play on? So I need that information to get your prize out to you. And thank you to Pixonic for arranging these giveaways. That's really nice of them to do this. Says thanks a lot. No problem. All right, there's our info, and when the stream ends, I will send that out to you. So when the stream is over, oh come on, stop that! Just stop that! Oh, there we go. That time it didn't malfunction on me. All right, copied it. I'm gonna go ahead and put you on the winners list right now. All right, back to the question and answer. We got about 15 more minutes left. But on most live streams, I mean, live streams really aren't, you know, there's a reason I give out most of the winners on videos. So live streams is just like a bonus if you do win something, but I don't really advertise that giveaways are on live streams or give out too many on live streams because, like I said, there's a few different reasons, but it's more fair for everybody to do most of them on videos. Not everybody can make it to the live streams. Atlas entry form. Okay, War Robots winners list. There we go. Paste. All right, you are on the winners list. Cool, cool. I will send that out after the stream. And you are welcome. You are welcome. All right. Aaron says you should mix it up. You should have squad days, hangar days, and yeah, I don't know. The hangar reviews are just ridiculous. So I'm never doing a hangar review stream ever again. There was just too many people. There was like 100 people complaining about every little teeny tiny thing, and no. I do a question and answer once a week. I do a time drop once a week, and I do a regular gameplay once a week. So that's mixing it up pretty well. Nightcrawler wants to know about collection progress in hangar. Will Nightcrawler, every time you play against something, you get collections or whatever? How do I even find that? I think this is it, right? Yeah. So bottom line is, we'll just go to robots, for example. So tier 1 robots, tier 2 robots, tier 3 robots. There's really no collections for these, right? These ones don't really have it. So it just says they're already fully collected or whatever, right? Fully studied. So these are supposedly fully finished, and it doesn't tell you what, if any, nerfs or buffs or bonuses you get. So that's a little bit of a mystery. Now, when it comes to tier 4, every time I play against one of these in a game, or if I play with one myself, it gains a percentage. Like Jaeger is the least played robot in Champion League, so I've only got that one about 60% finished. To where all the rest of these robots are mostly finished because I play against them all the time, or people are still playing them. But when you click on it, you can see this is what you get, right? For example, on the ducts, when the collections bonuses is fully acquired, Weakening of the effects applied to you by this robot's abilities. So when this robot hits me with its ability, I take 20% less of the effect. If I fight against this robot, I do 25% more damage to this robot, I do believe. And then I also get a reduction of the damage received from the built-in weapon. So I believe that means when this thing shoots me with this weapon, I take 30% less damage from this thing's weapons. So there's basically like one buff that I get when I'm fighting against it, and two things that I get when one's fighting against me, basically. That's the way I understand that to work, but the whole collections things to me doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense. I don't understand why they added this. I don't think it's really beneficial or does that much. I mean, if I've got a fully maxed out collections and somebody else has the same thing, in a way they kind of just cancel each other out, which it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But it's supposed to be a way to kind of like nerf some of the robots without nerf. It's a really weird deal, and I don't fully understand it myself. I don't get it. I don't notice a difference. I don't feel like it's really done anything. Like it's there, but why? I mean, I think this was just a really unusual deal. Collections is just, it seems like a random thing that shouldn't be there, but it is there. I don't know. It's really weird. It's really weird. Oh, is this starting over? Hold on a second. Local file, restart playback. Oh yeah, I don't want to do that. Every time I switch back, my video starts over. I just changed that. Madeline says those are some big buffs in there. They are actually, but they cancel each other out if both players already have the specializations done. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Ab says, what league are you in playing Ravenant Ochi Kochi? I'm not sure who you're referring to, but those robots are going to be good in any league, actually. Cosmic, hey, he says, Ravenant is the best in-game. It survived all of the meta. Ravenant is definitely an amazing deal. That's for sure. So Lewis Pixonic has rules about giveaways to where, you know, we have to make the giveaways available to everybody, and every single player entering has to have the same chance, right? Those are rules I have to follow. Unfortunately, you know, a lot of the people who come and don't watch the video don't enter properly. They do the wrong things. They never get entered in the first place. The amount of people who think they're entering a giveaway who aren't is unreal. I would say probably about 60% of the people who come to a video and actually watch it don't actually get entered in the giveaway because they're doing it wrong. Billy Butcher, what's up, man? Aaron says, your viewers must be harsh. Yeah, I don't know, man. People were just unhappy with it. Aaron, are the other people doing it on a live stream or on a regular video? Maybe that's the difference. I don't know. So Lorian says, unfortunately, complaining doesn't help you win. That is true. You can complain all you want about anything you want, and unfortunately, that doesn't help anybody win. Brad says, first time winning on the channel. Yeah, congratulations. Congratulations. Queen Bee, hello, hello. I'm not sure who you were referring to, but sometimes it's fun to complain. Other times, I don't know. What skill class should you run on your Condor? Are you talking on specializations? Queen Bee, thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate that. That's really nice of you. Alright, so I'll tell you what I've got on my Condor. I believe Condor has what, damage dealer? Let me look really quick. It's been a while, but oh, it's Raider. So Raider, if you do the Raider, you're going to get a nuclear amplifier, which gives you a lot of extra durability, and then you can choose the thing that gives you extra damage to Titans, right? So I like this one. I mean, you could go with one of the other ones if you want, but I think Titan Slayer is great. I mean, that's going to do 20% more damage to Titans, and that's going to do eventually, when you get this maxed out, like 70, I think it's like 70% more damage in total once you max out the amplifier. I mean, you could go with an Onslaught if you wanted, which I don't like as much, but either one of these is good. But I mean, if you find that you need more durability, you could always go with the defense skill if you want more durability. But in my opinion, the radar is the way to go. Raider. Hold on a second. Why won't it let me change back all this? Oh, I hate this thing sometimes. There we go. Now this thing, the power unit is pretty cool, but you know, it's just an additional 20% damage at all times, which is nice. But once you get the Titan Slayer going, you know, that's 20% more damage to Titans. But this only works for your robot's built-in weapons, so I think I'd rather do 20% more damage to Titans than just have my built-in weapon doing 20% more damage to everything. Either one's going to work just fine, but I like the Raider on this thing. Aaron says, thanks, Danny. That was helpful. Whatever helped you out, I am glad that it did. Why Atomizer family seems weak. LabHab, I don't know. I think they do pretty good, in my opinion. I think they're not bad at all. I always seem to do well with those. I think they do great, but that's just me, right? That's just me. So this video is, that's a 2-hour long live stream I got going here. Yeah, this is just an old live stream I downloaded from years ago. So we only got a couple more minutes left on the live stream, everybody. So if you got any last minute questions, I would say go ahead and get them in there. I'm going to go ahead and put up the ending soon thing because our stream time is about up for the day. But Queen Bee, I want to say thank you so much for the donation. That is very nice of you. Unfortunately, when I got to get off here, I got to go work on more YouTube stuff, so I got to try to record some gameplay, and I got to come up with, I think tomorrow's video, though, is going to be more for new players, because I see so many people, free-to-play players, thinking they can never max out a hanger, right? You can, it just takes a long time, so I'm going to make a video with advice for new players on, you know, how to build a good hanger and upgrade it. I mean, it's not something you can do quickly, unfortunately. But you're gonna have to grind your butt off and spend a lot of time doing it, but it's something you can do for sure. Nitro Duck, what's up, man? Daniel says, what other games are you playing? Well, I got another YouTube channel for CSR2 Racing. So I play that game and I play this game and I have no time for anything else. There are some other games I would like to be playing, but I just don't have time for it. Running 3 YouTube channels is extremely time consuming. Cosmic says, Billy Butcher, I want most hated X except Sam Jocks. What drone to run on Condor? So in my opinion, you definitely want to run the drone that came with him. If you don't have that one, I think the Shy drone is a really good thing. The Aopo is really good. So Wave is great and Aopo is great. Those are my two top picks for the Condor. Actually, Aopo might be a little bit better than the Wave in some ways. They both have built-in weapons, but I think the Aopo is probably better because if you take advantage of taking off and landing a lot, that Aopo is going to give you the additional shield and some benefits. But Aopo or Wave, either one's awesome. If you don't have one of those two, I would say a Shy drone is probably the way to go. Nightcrawler, thanks, my friend. Thank you for coming out as well. Cosmic says, Sam Jocks are hated so much they don't deserve first place. They deserve zero. Yeah, Sam Jocks are a huge pain in the butt. I think we all hate them. All right, Leech with Atomizers or Tyrans? Tyrans require you to be 350 meters or closer, and I think something on like the Leech, you want to stay back a bit. So I would say Atomizers would be better on the Leech, but I would prefer to run something like the Scotty Hell snares on there if possible. But the Atomizers would be my choice over the Tyrans. Leech is too squishy to play at close range, and Tyrans are kind of close range weapons. Aaron says, Danny, what's up, my man? And he says the Wave. Yeah, I mean, Wave is a great drone for the Condor. Aaron, if you're running the Wave, that's probably pretty good. If you happen to have an Aopa laying around, it might be something you want to try out, but you're fine with the Wave drone. It's a very good drone for the Condor. Alright, Midnight said he's running the... Dude, you're running a Teth, man. Do you really need Hawkeye to make it more strong? Midnight's got a Teth with the Rust weapons and a Hawkeye, and he's liking it. That's cool, man. Which Rust weapons? Like the little Rust machine guns? Those are actually pretty good right now. Brolo thinks the new weapon is really just a ripoff of the Ravager. Here's one thing Pixonic says they do when coming up with ideas for new robots is sometimes they'll find a couple of different robots from the past that people really enjoyed playing. So they might take a part of this robot, and part of this one and like mix them together. Or sometimes some of the newer stuff is kind of inspired by an older robot as well. So it may be inspired by that robot, actually. Aaron says, thanks for the great stream. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for coming out. Is there a light weapon of the Nana weapons? I think there is. Let me look through the light weapons really quick. I think there is. Let me find a robot that even has light weapons. Alright, there's so many weapons these days, it's hard to remember the names of all of them, but I'm pretty sure there's a light version. I'm gonna find it really quick. I'll let you know. There might not be. I've got a very bad memory. Now, I think there's over like 300 different weapons in the game, if I remember correctly now. I'm actually not seeing a light version of that, so we might not have a light version. You may be very correct about that. For some reason, I thought there was, but... No, there does not appear to be a light version of that weapon. Back before I had the autoimmune disease, or at least before it got bad, my memory used to be so much better than it is now. Now I'm not even sure what my name is, who I am, or where I'm at half the time. It's pretty bad, but my memory has gotten terrible due to that. At least I would assume it's due to that. You got magnetars to put on the Condor. For some reason, I like magnetars as light weapons. They lock people down. They do nice damage. They got good range. If you got arm units, those are great for the Condor on the light slots. You could run 2 tamers, or you could run tamers on the light slot if you got it. The snares are great if you've got them. So those are the main weapons I would think about running, because with Condor, you're probably looking for 500 or 600 meter range. So Quarkers, you know, Quarkers can work if you don't have anything else. But yeah, all those I mentioned work really well on there. Rallo Whiteout with Cryos will work great, yes. That's a nice build. You really don't need to change those or upgrade that. That's a very good setup. Whiteout's one of my preferred drones on there, to tell you the truth. Daniel Sykes has Hell and Sonics on the Condor. Hell and Sonics? Really? Interesting. Which Sonics? That sounds like an interesting setup. But Aaron, yeah, I think Magnetars are really nice light weapons. I'm a big fan of those, actually. What about the big one? If you're looking for a heavy weapon for the Condor, again, you want something with a good 500 to 600 meter range, so I would say Screamers are nice, Hills are nice, Nucleons do pretty good. What else? Lananis are good. Subduer is decent enough. I think the Subduer is okay. Decay is decent. Those are the main ones, I think. Looking at all the heavies, those are the main ones I would run on the Condor. So anything I mentioned there should do okay. I mean, there's other choices as well, but those are the ones I actually like. Daniel 6, I just thought about that, not the old Sonics. Yeah, okay. So he's not running the Havocs and Havocs, Scatters, and Devastators. Not those Sonics, guys and gals. Those are a bit. Those would not be a good deal on there, but Glacier, Lanani, or Koreans on the Curie. I would probably go with Glacier with Lanani right now. Tell you the truth. Alright, guys and girls, unfortunately, that's going to be it for the stream. I think that's going to be it for the day. So I just want to say thank you guys for coming on. If I missed anybody's comments or questions, I'm sorry. I try to get as many of these things in as I possibly can, but I got to get working on some stuff for my other channels, and I got to get working on stuff for tomorrow's video that I'm going to be doing as well. So I got to get that organized and put together and all that too. So some notes and thoughts and stuff. So unfortunately, I can't live stream all day long. I wish I could, but I can't. It would be nice, but live streams are awesome. I love hanging out with you guys, I really do, but I gotta get going because other junk is like, hey, hey, I'm the other junk. You gotta come do stuff with me, because if you don't, then, well, that won't be good. So I guess I gotta go do it. Alright, that was lame. I know. That probably wasn't funny at all. There's my bad attempt at comedy, and it sucked. I'm sorry that I suck at comedy, but thank you for coming out. You guys and gals are amazing. I'll be back on Thursday and Saturday for some gameplay live streams. Hope to see you guys there. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Lightning out. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And we will catch you next time. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. And catch us next time. I'm bad at ending these things. I suck at ending live streams.